Hi, I'm Lou Covey. I'm the chief editor for Cyber Protection Magazine. And today I'm here with Matt Donato, who is the managing director of a company called CyberSN. Have I got that right, Matt?
You do, correct.
Okay. They are a hiring business out of North Carolina that works specifically in the cybersecurity area. And we've been looking at the hiring process for cybersecurity for some time at the magazine, and it's becoming worse and worse. And part of the problem is that there's a basic paradigm in hiring for for startups that kind of makes it feel like they're doing the employee a favor by hiring them. And that's not just in startups, that's just in business in general. And that's what we've had for a long time, but we're no longer in that time when hiring someone is doing them a favor. And corporate executives have the responsibility of setting the tone that they need uh, when they need talent to maintain the business. And cybersecurity is one of the toughest areas because there are so many job openings and so few people to take them. So we decided to contact Matt, and we're doing this series of videos to talk about rethinking your hiring strategy when it comes to security professionals. So, Matt, thank you for joining us. And can you help us with how we can kind of reboot the strategy we have for hiring, especially in cybersecurity?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thanks for having me. As you mentioned, CyberSN is a firm that focuses exclusively in cybersecurity, but we're all experienced recruiting practitioners and thought leaders in this space. And one of the underlying things that I've seen even before the pandemic was organizations as they compete in a fiercely competitive landscape, the hiring economy, especially in certain functional areas, cybersecurity obviously being one of the hottest ones. Organizations have resorted and defaulted, if you will, to more traditional hiring methods and practices.
Mm-hmm.
As they say, posting and praying on a job board, or treating every hiring process for every functional area and every aspect of the business the exact same. For example, hiring a marketing associate to do marketing communications and social media management. Why would you treat that the same way as you would a PHP developer or a cybersecurity engineer? Three vastly different organizations with three vastly different cultures and stakeholders who are hiring that process. And so organizations fundamentally have been using that quote unquote traditional process where they just strategically aren't either embedded in the space, where they don't know and understand the landscape, and moreover, they're not understanding the dynamics, the data, the competitive nature of that functional area. And so, if you treat everything the same, you're obviously going to get the same results in the end. And so, we have seen just strategically organizations and their talent acquisition strategies. It really hasn't been as competitive as it would be if you approach things creatively and thought a little bit more outside of the box. So fundamentally, we've seen that even before the pandemic. And then you add the pandemic to the issue, and then coming out of the pandemic with the great resignation, and then the great opportunity and what that looks like in the road ahead. And in today's climate, it's just vastly different and again, very, very competitive.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the specifics that we're talking about here. I mean, when companies no longer have the luxury of several candidates to choose from, what's the best approach to ensure that you're hiring the best fit for your organization from within the available pool?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's thinking ahead before you need it. Being reactive is never a fun place to be. And so if you're looking for a higher volume of candidates or more applicants for a position, unfortunately, most organizations don't have that luxury. And even some of the bigger brands, some of the blue chip companies don't have that luxury because things move too quickly right now. So some of the best things to do is to, number one, get very crystal clear on what you need and what you will need, and get your stakeholders aligned on exactly what that looks like functionally. To figure out what your brand integrity looks like. If you have brand capital to leverage and you could take a compelling story to market, I mean, you really want to understand what's going to attract the type of demographic that you're attracting to your organization. If you're appealing to more of a tech culture and You got to make sure that your environment is very tech friendly. It's enabling the business, and what kind of assets or value proposition, if you will, or competitive advantage do you offer that will be compelling to the hiring community. And then thirdly, you have to get very crystal clear on the time frame in which you want to fill that position. And then fourth to this kind of myriad of things that I'm laying out is, how are you going to be competitive in terms of compensation? Are you offering a competitive salary, variable compensation package, bonus, benefits, fringe benefits? And so really understanding the data and what the landscape looks like can really allow you to be that much more competitive, and probably opens up the pool to a lot more options that are more interested and qualified for your organization, versus just, again, resorting to the traditional path of posting a position and hoping for 100 to 200 qualified and interested applicants.
Good. Getting on the same page. That's something I want to explore a little bit more. But that's it for this episode. So come back, folks, for the next one. We're going to be doing what it is we need to do to get on that same page. Thanks for listening.